Today is July 2nd, 2020, and it is day number 48 of our Appalachian Trail Thru-Hike. I'm starting the day at Route 43 in Virginia, and my plan is to hike 20 miles today. Walden is behind me, around 13 miles. He's gonna have to do some extra miles so he can shorten the distance. The forecast is for blue skies, sunny day, so I'm sure it's going to be another warm day. And the one must thing to do is drink a lot of water and enjoy the hike. I recently read an article that was sent to me by a cousin of mine, which was published in the most recent issue of the magazine called Outside. I believe it's the July issue, July 2020, and the article talks about the first thru hikers that completed the Appalachian Trail this year. It really saddens me to read an article published in a magazine with the name of Outside that portrays a thru hiker almost like an outlaw and questions what does it mean to be spending time in the outside in today's United States. There is nothing that stops a person of following the same precautions that are being recommended by authorities, such as wearing masks, keeping social distance on a trail. A organization that should advocate for the maintenance of trails should never, in no circumstances, request the closing of trails such as the Appalachian Trail. I should clarify and mention that federal departments such as the National Park Service and the U.S. Forest Service refused the request made earlier on this year by the ATC, which is the Appalachian Trail Conservancy, to have the AT closed for hikers. So far, my experience has been just the opposite from the one described and portrayed in the article that was published in the Outside magazine. Everywhere I go in towns, people are very warm and very receptive. There are many hikers on the trail. I see a lot of them wearing masks whenever in town. And so I just think that a magazine specialized in promoting outdoor activities should be publishing articles to help educating people on what are the precautions that can be done to help prevent the disease while on the trail. So it's very sad. It's very sad to see an organization that exists to help maintain the trail and support the hiking community requesting the trail to be closed. I don't think these people really understand what they are doing. It was a very hot day today with the temperature in the low 90s. So I decided to take a Nero. I stopped at the Middle Creek campground. So I hiked a total of 6 miles today. Also, this way Walden can catch up with me. He's still behind. He hasn't arrived yet. He was like around 15 miles behind me. So I hope he's gonna catch up. So yeah, it's a beautiful campground here in Virginia, Middle Creek, and there are quite a lot of people. This weekend is a holiday weekend. It's the 4th of July on Saturday. So I'm really enjoying meeting a lot of people here. It's been great. So I set up my tent. I am camping and I'm gonna have a burger and a milkshake and to gain some weight and be ready to continue the Thru-Hike tomorrow. Today is July 3rd, 2020, and it is day number 49 of our Appalachian Trail Thru-Hike. I am starting the day at Middle Creek campground. I don't know yet how far I'm gonna hike today. It's gonna depend on the temperature. If it's a very hot day, I may do it a little less mileage, but yeah, I'll try to hike as much as I can to kind of compensate for yesterday. I decided to take a Nero and stayed at the campground, which was really nice. I met some people there and it was a nice afternoon. Walden arrived at the campground. It was already late in the evening. He came in around 10 p.m. so he waited for the sun to go down, and he did some night hiking, and so he's behind me. He's starting the day a little later than I am. And we'll definitely meet later on today. We don't know exactly where, but we'll see how the day goes. The temperature yesterday reached the low 90s. It was a very hot day. Today it feels a little bit better, but I am glad that the AT is a green tunnel. There is actually a lot of shade on the trail, so otherwise it would be just impossible to hike during the summer time. It gets really hot. So yeah, we still don't know if trail magic is gonna happen tomorrow and where exactly. So I am pushing forward. Today I want to try to make it all the way to this route 501 in Virginia, near the town of Glasgow. I understand that the only hostel in town is completely booked, so I'm not sure yet of where I'll stay. If I go all the way to Route 501, they say there is a shelter in town, so maybe I'll check that. But anyway, so yes, Walden is coming behind me. I'm not sure if he's gonna make it all the way to Route 501. He may stay at a tent site or a shelter before. So yeah, I'm pushing forward. I really feel that at this stage it's hard to hike less than 20 miles a day. So yeah, this is the minimum I'm trying to do. And today, if I can really make it all the way, I will be doing around 25 miles. So we'll see. It's going to depend on the time as well, because I don't like to hike at night. So it is now 4:30 in the afternoon. I still have a couple of hours. It's summertime, so I know there is daylight until at least 9 p.m. So I will keep pushing forward. As the Appalachian Trail becomes more popular among hikers, the number of people attempting a northbound thru-hike increases every single year for the last decade or so. This has led associations such as trail clubs and the ATC, which is the Appalachian Trail Conservancy, to promote other ways for people to attempt a thru hike, either by doing a flip-flop or a leapfrog. But traditionally, a northbound thru hike has been the way that most hikers have attempted a thru hike. And in my mind, there is something about starting a thru hike in the south and going up north, which, you know, if you're going to do a flip-flop or a leapfrog, it's not the same thing. Having to interrupt the journey, you know, to go to another state and then start going the opposite way, just it's not the same thing. So yeah, this year has been a totally unconventional year, and my plans were to start the thru hike in early April, but we only started in May. So we are definitely gonna have to push hard in order to reach Katahdin before mid-October. If time becomes an issue, we'll have to consider either doing a leapfrog or a flip-flop of some kind. But my idea is to try the hardest I can to just keep going north without having to do any kind of interruption. So and the time to really push hard in my mind is now that we are in Virginia. So this is why I've started doing like longer distances in one day. I know that when we reach the northern states like New Hampshire, we're gonna have to reduce our mileage. So this is the time to push hard, and this is what I've been trying to do in this last few weeks and what I'll definitely be doing in the weeks ahead. So today the plan is to do a total of 25 miles. Summertime is a good opportunity to have longer days. So there's daylight until 8:30, 9 p.m. I don't like to hike at night, so I'll be taking advantage of these long days and try to do long miles. So we're pushing hard, going northbound. It is a beautiful end of the day. I'm sure there's going to be a wonderful sunset. It is 8:30 in the evening. I'm going to hike for another hour, 1 hour and a half. Altogether, I'll be doing 25 miles today, so I still have to reach James River, which is right next to Route 501 in Virginia. I've made arrangements for a driver to pick me up. I'm gonna go into town. I'm gonna stay at a hotel. I need to do some resupply. I'm gonna eat, rest, and tomorrow I'll be back on the trail.